with me, if you would. God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be acceptable in your sight, our rock and our redeemer. Amen. I think a lot of you are aware of some of Debbie's and my eating habits, our weird addiction to different diets. Not like weight loss diets, just weird ways of eating where we this week we're only going to eat raw vegetables and see what happens to our bodies, and this week we're going to just eat raw meat and see what happens, and this week we're only going to eat tree bark from the northeast side of the tree. Just weird stuff, and I understand that it's weird. It's a fascinating way to use our time. However, like each one, I learn a little bit something different about my body and what should or should not be done to my body. Things like that. But our most recent food endeavor was called the Whole 30 diet, and some of you knew I was on it because I whined about it all the time. But it was called the Whole 30 because it lasted 30 days. You see where the 30 comes in, and you could not cheat. There was no cheating on this diet. If you even tasted an ingredient that was not permissible, you had to start this diet over, okay? Which is why it took Debbie and I 50 days to accomplish that 30 endeavor. And, okay, I've got to read to you, because I think this was great. I've got to read to you one of the, like, when it's giving the instructions, the rules on the diet, this is a paragraph, okay? It's the tough love paragraph, I think is what it's called. It says, do not even consider the possibility of a slip. Unless you physically tripped and your face landed in a box of donuts, there is no slip. You make a choice to eat something unhealthy. It is always a choice. It will always be a choice. So do not phrase it as if you had an accident. Commit to the program 100% for the full 30 days. Do not give yourself an excuse to fail even before you started. I just had to think, can you imagine if we did this with Wince? Each week I had to say to you, sure hope that M&M was worth it, because Wince just started over. We have to figure out this way to like combine Lent and Advent, because some of you guys would still be doing Lent from December. I don't know liturgically what that means. All of this is to say, some of those principles, because I just finished up this Whole 30 torture diet thing. All of this, it was in the back of my head when I started looking at this passage, and really as we were getting into Lent, and I have to wonder, because here's the thing, here's what Whole 30 just drove home. It said there's no such thing as a neutral food. Every food choice you make will either make you healthier or less healthy. That's it. Don't pretend like there's any other choice. Everything you put in your body will make you healthier or less healthy. That's it. And so that was in the back of my mind as I read this passage where the common phrase we pull out of this is blessed to be a blessing. Abram, I am blessing you, but it is for the express purpose of blessing the world. Okay? And I need to point out that this is not called the affirmation of Abram's greatness. This is not what this is known as. It's Abram's call. It's a responsibility. It's a thing that he is being told to do. Okay, and so if we can be a blessing to folks, I guess the question I've started asking is, does that mean we can be a curse to people? And with Whole 30 in the back of my mind, I have to think, what if every single way I interact with people, what if every word I say, what if every decision I make is either one of two things, a blessing or a curse? If you're not careful, it'll keep you up at night because it's hard to make any decision. But I do wonder if during Lent it wouldn't be a bad idea to treat things so carefully. That was the thing I learned during this diet, was every single food decision I made had to be on purpose, because it was a good one or a bad one. And I wonder if some of the time, when we slow down during Lent, when we offer all the places, all the ways that we have become unraveled to God, I wonder if there's not this slowing down process where we notice every choice we make. Was that a blessing, or was it a curse? I think if we did that, it would, like with Abram, leave us in a very different place. That's the thing about a call. A call doesn't leave us like we were, or typically where we were. A call is not for the purpose of giving somebody something so that they can hold it. Enjoy the fact that we have information, that others maybe are not privy to. That's not a call. That might be something closer to the affirmation of Abram's greatness. That's what that would be. But a call is a call to action. It's a call to do something. It's a call to go somewhere. And I would be lying if I said this wasn't a scary thing. For Abram, he would have been giving up some things. This was not a pilgrimage. Abram was not going to a place and then coming back. Abram was leaving. And to leave your people, because we see that, and gosh, a lot of us, to go to college or to take the first job or whatever it is, we leave our people. We go start associating with some new people. But to leave your people in this setting was a pretty big deal. Your tribe, your nation, that was your safety. It was your safety. It was how you knew you were going to eat. It was how you knew you weren't going to be attacked, to be enslaved. Your tribe was how you knew that you were going to be okay. And whenever you battled some other tribe, there was a lot at stake. First of all, you all were fighting, which is enough at stake for me, swords. But then also, there's this sort of unspoken, your God is fighting their God thing. And so when you beat a people, maybe if you remember this sort of gruesome scene that keeps happening in the Old Testament, one people would always wipe out the entire other people. And they would do that because it was too risky to leave any possibility of them coming back and trying to take out your tribe. It was a scary place. So without your tribe, you're vulnerable to attack, to enslavement, to undesirable things. And I think if we know that, we realize what a risk this was. Go from your country, from your kindred, from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. That's a little vague for me, frankly. I would, just some coordinates would be nice. Just, maybe a little background on what the neighborhood was like that I was going to, or how good the school systems were, because I got kids, and they're growing. I don't have kids. That was hypothetical. So if our most important relationship is our people, our tribe, it seems here that God is saying that you will be a blessing to the entire earth, but that will happen because I will become your most important relationship. Because if you'll see here, it's really interesting. It seems like God is saying, I will take care of all the things you look to your tribe to take care of. I will bless you. I will make you a great nation. I will make your name great. I will do all the things you look to these people that you live near to take care of. You will let go of them, and I will take care of things. Abram's 75. This is the common thing we talk about in Sunday school. They're barren. Abram and Sarai don't have any kids, which makes it hard to believe that you're going to be a great nation, frankly. So to go is to risk much. To stay is to remain barren. I think that is how we need to look at what it means to not hear our call. I think it's actually that dramatic. To go is to risk much. To stay is to remain barren. We actually have a really comparable story just one chapter earlier that I would like to point out. It's the story, the Tower of Babel. Are we mostly familiar with the Tower of Babel story? Is this a Sunday school thing? Can somebody just give me the Sunday school story, an overview? Anybody feeling brave? What happens in the Tower of Babel? Sarah, take us away.
So all these people from all these information that was really hard to understand because they wanted to prove they were really, really cool and great and powerful. And then God was like, oh, no, you didn't. And they would speak different languages. And then they couldn't get along and they had the child crumble. I don't know if it literally crumbled, but metaphorically.
Metaphorically, it definitely crumbled. Yes. That was brilliant. Anybody want to add anything? Have anything to add? I saw your hand go. You feel like she covered it, especially with the you didn't.
That's the way God speaks to me.
Okay, good. I got to read verse 4 from this passage, from that story. It says, they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves. Otherwise we will be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. Let us build a monument to concentrate all of our blessings here unto ourselves." Versus the next chapter, "I am blessing you with the understanding that it is for the blessing of the entire world." These are almost mirror images of each other. I will build something unto myself and I will collect it now, here, and go nowhere. Or I will take the risk of blessing the entire world. So Abram went. It's my favorite phrase of this entire passage. So Abram went. There is so much risk. There is so much unknown. There is something good about being called. We know that there's something there. So Abram went. So this Lenten season, I wonder if we could treat it a little bit like our Whole 30. I wonder if we could do what 2 Corinthians 10 talks about. We could take every thought captive. Every opportunity, every conversation, every decision, take it captive and say, this can be blessing or this can be curse. What if we chose blessing? What if we chose a very scary journey where we will end up who knows where? What if we actually attempted to bless the whole earth? We are blessed to be a blessing. Amen?